All right then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So guys, we are going to cover Pepe, its recent price action, what do I expect coming for Pepe in, let's say, next couple of days, and of course we are going to cover many interesting metrics, news as well, Bitcoin charts and altcoins too. And as I said yesterday, I am going to let you know what I'm holding in my portfolio. But now let's actually hop into Pepe itself. So first of all, that is 1 hourly chart and we have hit these new all-time highs. Let me actually zoom it in, guys, to actually have better representation. Well, the data doesn't necessarily log in. Okay, but all right, we got all-time highs over here and we have smashed through these all-time highs. However, now it looks like Pepe, or at least on the hourly time frame, is going to be experiencing bearish divergence. And what makes sense to me, we are going to retest that level of all-time highs as a support. That's pretty much kind of logical. And now let's have a look at 4 hourly time frame. So if it comes to 4 hourly time frame, we are already in this overbought territory for RSI. And actually let's switch to a daily time frame. Let's have a look what's going on. So as you guys can see on the daily time frame, Pepe definitely could see some pullback. However, if I'm going to switch it to the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that Pepe actually did that bullish cross not that long ago. So is this move going to be exactly the same like the previous one, like proper pump? That's why I'm saying, like 100% or even up to 400%. I personally expect 400%, especially given the fact if the accumulation is going to go the way it goes. It's actually funny because the market is pulling back, but Pepe is leading the way. So let's actually see how many new holders we are sitting on at the moment. So as of 13th of May, that was 219,539, and now we are sitting at 22,814, which is a difference of 1,275 new holders. So that's why I'm saying, if we are going to see that continuation of that accumulation for Pepe, I don't think that's going to be very difficult for Pepe to reach that first target of mine that I initially basically was anticipating from that level, that actually is going to be around 120%. However, from now on, that is going to be around 61%. However, I don't think that Pepe is going to start over here, and I do believe that Pepe is actually going to be Dogecoin of this cycle, and potentially Pepe's friends are going to lead the way as well. But all right, let's actually have a look at this chart. So shout out to Mr. Kerb on Twitter. And now guys, if we are going to look at the comparison between Pepe's price action and Shiba Inu in 2021, we can see that these charts are pretty much very similar. So Pepe technically could experience such a huge pump, and of course I'm not saying about these 100%, 400% and all of that. I believe that Pepe actually can make much more, because look at what happened to Dogecoin, for example, in terms of market cap last cycle, right? So I do believe that these few $1 billion, of course, it's not that little market cap. However, Pepe definitely has much more way to go. But now let's actually have a look what's going on the overall market. As you guys can see, actually altcoins are leading the way at the moment. Floki winning 13.8% and Pepe 3.5 on a daily. And now guys, let's actually look at some news, because of course, as I was mentioning before, looking at Pepe's chart on its own is not going to determine of what is going on. So now, as of yesterday, 14th of May, we do have positive inflows of over 100 million USD. So that is great. But now let's have a look at liquidity and what's going on. So I actually have put 1 month over here, because to be honest with you, I'm not necessarily worried about short-term price action. Like obviously I'm showing you 4 hourly time frame and all of that, but when I put money into crypto, I didn't expect gains tomorrow, if it makes sense. So that's why let's have a look at monthly chart for liquidity. So as you guys can see, we do have significant levels if it comes to liquidity above price of 63,000 USD for BTC. And if we are going to look over here, guys, that clearly shows that people are shorting the market. So I believe that price is going to go towards the liquidity. But don't get me wrong, of course we could see price going down for BTC. Let's actually have a look at the chart of BTC and what is going on. So we technically should, based on the technicals, we should see that upward momentum sooner or later. However, do I think that price is going to dip one more time? Well, it certainly could. Last fake out, last shakeout before the proper pump, or second scenario could be sideways price action. It all depends, of what is going to happen in the coming days. But now let's actually go back to RSI of overall whole crypto market. So guys, as you can see, we are sitting at neutral area. So, you know, these RSIs are pretty much, you know, jumped from oversold to, you know, neutral area. And from here, we could expect pretty much anything. So another dump on altcoins and on BTC, that will be pretty much a blessing for us to accumulate. But anyways, let's cover some news. Just in, the state of Wisconsin Investment Board just disclosed its 162 million Bitcoin ETF holding in SEC filings. So guys, the state itself. And as far as I'm aware, these investments are coming from pensions money. So guys, that is coming. And also Governor Kevin Stitt of Oklahoma signs HB whatever into law. This historic steps makes Oklahoma the first state to formally recognize and protect the rights of its citizens to run a node, mine, and self-custody. Guys, that history is being written right in front of our eyes. But anyways, let's have a look at Bitcoin charts on a daily. So shout out to the titan of crypto. If we are going to look at the standpoint of these pullbacks, these are meant to shake people out of the market. Hashtag paper hands. So as you guys can see, these are fake outs basically that are leading us towards, you know, further pumps. That of course is taking time, but you guys can see that this is just basically playing on our emotions, right? So what I'm doing whenever I feel that I'm scared, I put more money, because it's usually opposite to what we feel. Not financial advice, of course, but anyways, let's move to the next chart, guys. So Bitcoin displaying cap and handle reversal pattern on a weekly chart. The breakout will be explosive and will send to a cycle top. Well, that is definitely a bull claim to make, but we will see when that next pump is going to lead us. You know, what I'm actually anticipating is most likely, you know, 80-90k should be easily achieved with that next leg up for BTC. But anyways, let's have a look at weekly chart, and shout out to El Crypto Pro. You can sell everything here, or you can just look at the history of BTC and realize that we are at the point that's pretty exciting. Weekly stochastic RSI also turns around, an extremely helpful signal in a bull market, guys. And that's also, you know, a weekly chart, and usually stochastic RSI is, you know, much more accurate on a bigger time frames. That's my opinion at least. But let's have a look what's going on. So we are basically at these all-time highs, and if we are going to look at that zoomed out chart, it doesn't look that scary, doesn't it? Right? So, you know, I would just relax. And now if we are going to look at the standpoint of Wyckoff accumulation, guys, let's have a look what is going on. So according to El Crypto Prof, shout out by the way, we are in that phase C that most likely is going to be a bit boring, right? But these moves are basically meant to shake people out. So that's something that we have to, you know, remember pretty much and remind ourselves about. And by the way, that chart is 12 hourly chart. Now let's check altcoins. Not many people are ready for this, so let's have a look what happened in the last cycle. So this is where everybody thought that crypto is a scam while there actually should be accumulating. Nevertheless, we have broke out of that accumulation zone, then we have retested that level as a support, and then next leg up, uptrend and bull cycle. So again, this is where people were thinking that crypto is a scam, Bitcoin, altcoins, etc., and they are probably buying over here. They are buying the top because they've got this confirmation bias. However, if you will be educating yourself and paying attention, you'll be accumulating in these times over here, regardless of what that is, either Pepe, Bitcoin, Kaspa, whatever coin you guys believe in. If we are going to compare these price actions, yes, we might go sideways. You know, we might go sideways for a while. We might even have another little fake out, you know, towards the downside, but I do believe that upside potential is definitely much more probable from here rather than downside.